All right, so now I mean, we have touched on the bad parts, but I'll get into the parts that really bothered me.
Oh boy.
Palpatine.
Hey, we already touched that. Let's move on
Yeah, but
now.
it's such a cop out.
What,
It's like,
going
oh,
back to the original
yeah,
bad guy?
what are we gonna do? Oh, Palpatine. Just pander to the crowd.
Okay.
I would have, I would have preferred this. Have the balls to actually go ahead and continue what Johnson did.
We could have done a lot with Snoke.
I, I was angry that he killed Snoke off so easily,
Yeah.
but I grew in love with what he did with the Force users in that movie so much. I was all ready for it just to be a showdown between Kylo and Rey, and no one else. Like there is no big bad. It's just a battle of the wills, which would have been amazing.
Yeah, it would
And we could
have.
have, and I think they actually are going the route of Grey Jedi by the end of Rise of Skywalker. But I would have liked to have seen them extrapolate on that in the movie instead of Johnson being like, "Oh, this is something we could do," and then JJ's like, "Ah, the fans didn't like it. We got to save it." I was all for what Johnson was doing.
Yes. I appreciated the bringing in of the Grey Jedi and their beliefs. However, I did not appreciate that their mosaic on the floor, it's too similar to Snoke.
What do you mean?
The image in the Jedi in the Jedi Temple was very similar to Snoke, and so it caused this huge thing on Google and on various social medias. Oh, look, maybe it's related.
Oh, I never actually put that together.
I'm glad you didn't, because there is absolutely no link whatsoever.
Hmm.
Um, in fact, I feel like if they had, we had Snoke, we could have just taken him out, put Plagueis in. You know Plagueis, right? Our viewers should know Plagueis. If they don't, they need to look him up. But he was the original master of Darth Sidious, and he wasn't human.
Right. See, I would have preferred if Snoke was Plagueis.
Right? See?
That would have worked.
You see, we're all fans here. These are the things that we want,
Yeah.
and they couldn't even do that.
Actually, what I really would have liked this trilogy to have been is have Luke still be the main protagonist,
Mm-hmm.
have an apprentice, m- maybe kill him off in Force Awakens. I don't know. But I would have loved to seen Thrawn come through and him corrupt Kylo. Well, him corrupt Ben.
Well,
That
that's
would have
the
been interesting
problem.
because he is intelligent enough and insidious enough to corrupt such a youth.
Did you read Thrawn?
I haven't read either Thrawn, unfortunately. I only know Thrawn from Rebels. And I'm intrigued enough, and I know he would have worked as a villain for this trilogy if they went that route.
No.
No? Why?
Just flat out no, and here's why. Um, so, if you take the time to read about Thrawn in the Legends books, the trilogy that he has, even in the new canon, because, they're both written by the same guy, they're even both told by the same guy. It's great. Thrawn,
How similar are those stories?
they're not.
Oh.
Not at all.
Oh, that's all I really want to
The
know.
only thing that's similar, the only thing that's accurately the same is Thrawn himself.
Mm.
They kept the character exactly the way he was supposed to be. Now you're saying he's insidious, he's willing to manipulate people. Not entirely true.
Mm.
He is less evil than he is logical.
Hmm.
He looks at bringing peace to the galaxy his own way. Unfortunately, that could mean burning up an entire town if need be, because it's the most logical way of getting rid of some ore that pirates are coming after under their town, for example. Just
All
all
right, so
gone.
next question about Thrawn. How accurate was Rebels?
Oh, extremely.
Okay,
It was
so
pulled straight from Legends.
you don't think he would have been a good villain for this trilogy then?
No, and it's because we're dealing. It's like Iron Man and uh, Whiplash. I think that's his name.
Was he in the movies?
Yeah,
I would know if
Iron
he was
Man
in the
2.
movies. Oh, that's why it doesn't sound familiar.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, well, there you go.
I hate
So,
that movie.
okay, so Iron Man 2 is not the best representation of that bad guy.
Right.
The best representation's in the comics, but even then, it's just a man with whips.
Okay, so hear me out. I'm just thinking this now. Also have the fact that he knows of, what do they call this, La Salamari or whatever?
Salamiri.
Yeah, the creature that null and voids force users. Let's say he either comes from the other side of the galaxy with them in tow because he realizes, oh shit, I'm not gonna have a force user to help me out, or he comes over and he has a weaponized version of them with him.
You know, he actually did not have a very serious fight at all with the Jedi during the original trilogy.
I know, he's not in it at all. He's only in the extended universe, in the original.
No, I mean the original trilogy for Thrawn, Thrawn's trilogy
Oh,
in Legends. He didn't really battle the Jedi very much.
yeah?
It was more about keeping them in check. You know, evening the playing field so he could have a decent conversation, because that is his
Right.
power.
Okay, so,
Awareness.
but based on the scenario I just presented,
Right.
Thrawn with La Salamari, or La Salami,
Look at my lips. Yasalamiri.
La Salamiri.
You're saying la. Yeah.
Creatures that know and avoid force users.
Lizards.
Sure.
Just say lizards.
Lizards. Those together. Maybe it falls apart in the second one. Or no, the second one's supposed to be the most depressing. So I don't know. Or maybe they discover an antigen against that or something.
The second movie, or the second act,
Right.
in this case, is when they find the most hardship. Whether it be they can't get over this one obstacle, or they lose all their abilities, powers, technology, whatever. And then between that and the third act, they have to find some way to succeed. That's Lucas Basics 101,
Right.
original prequel, and what he originally intended, which he didn't have something solid. He had ideas floating from all over the place. He had many ideas for the third trilogy. This really wasn't it.
No, he hates this trilogy.
Yeah.